Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the August 25th meeting of the Rotary Club of Milledgeville. We seem to be missing our gavel, so Tom handed me a knife and it. Oh man, good job, Tom. All right. Please silence your cell phone stand, and Kyle Colors will be our Rotarian of the day.
Let's open with a word of prayer. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us here today to gather here with business relationships, with partnerships, with friendships. And I just pray, God, you bless these relationships that we build through this organization. Thank you for the opportunity to serve through this organization. Help us to serve well. Thank you for the food that you provided for us today, and pray that we would use it in your service ultimately. In Christ's name I pray. Amen. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you would, let's repeat the four-way test. First, second, third, and fourth. And fifth.
Is it fun?
Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. William, do we have any prayer requests? I have one. Our member Jamie Snyder lost his mother earlier this week. It was very unexpected. She was only 59 years old. So please keep Jamie and Rebecca and their family in your prayers. Greg, are we ready with guests and raffle?
I am ready.
Like the attitude.
I always like to welcome some guests and some future inductees. David Jones is back with us again. David, there he is. Thank you. Welcome. Tina, where's Tina? And you're gonna have to pronounce the last name. And Darius? Okay, thank you. And Dawn, I can't read your last name. Where's Dawn? Dawn Adams. Okay, well, that's simple. Thank you. And Brody Brown from the cottages. Where's Brody? So thank you for being here. And we're going to ask Brody to draw a ticket. Okay. Final three numbers are 449. 449. Anybody want to confess to 449? You got it?
Bro.
Looking for the queen of the king. We got the jack of spades. $10.
Excellent. Cool. Got it. All right. Are there any community announcements? I believe Michelle has something to share.
This morning and introductions and in honor of Wendell, I passed the stuff around, so we got $100 for the card.
Well, fantastic. That's awesome. Thank you. Jump in, buddy.
So the Meet Your Bulldogs that was scheduled for tonight is postponed to next Thursday. Same time, 5:15, but with all the rain, we had to give the vendors enough time to, you know, with the food orders and all that. So not tonight, next Thursday.
Yes.
So I apologize for having to be through email rather than sending up. I really appreciate everybody coming out, Mr. Chairman. Help with Josh Taddett's fundraising for the Hookup project. I think Hookup myself, I know how nice it is to the community back in, and I really appreciate everybody who sort of participated. And we also have a budget here by the check-ins. If anybody hasn't already, if you want to donate this Eagle Scout project and looking at the Oliver Worley Education Pavilion it's part of all that we are. Thank you very much for everybody. Oh, and I want to make sure, as promised, I'll put in my my bucket as well. So
Awesome. Yay. Thank you, Eric. All right. Yes, for those of you who don't know, the Worley Outdoor Environmental Center is a 200-acre property that Lockerley owns in Putnam County. And it is heavily used by Boy Scouts and Eagle Scouts. And this particular project that he's taken on is to replace the roof at the pavilion. And it's a heavy duty project. So we commend him for his efforts.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Troop 124, which is here based in Milledgeville, they use that, the all-worldy, it's basically, they do a lot of the campaign, a lot of the training and for America.
Yeah, they're doing a lot. Cool. All right, on to club business. David Jones, would you please join me up here with Crystal? Oh, and Nelson. Excellent. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They need to be on camera.
Wherever you're comfortable. Oh, yeah. Do we need to slide the camera back, Tom, so we can get everybody? I don't know. Yeah, you're good. All right. Hey, y'all are getting the same speech from us. So, David, in 1905, Paul Harris was a young lawyer in Chicago, and he was lonely as a newcomer to a big city. So he wanted to become acquainted with other individuals and other businesses. And so on the evening of February 23rd, 1905, he met with 3 friends to talk about his ideas. And from that one gathering, they created the first Rotary Club. Only 16 years later, Rotary had clubs on 6 continents. Our members now span the globe, working to solve some of our world's most challenging problems. We are noted for the eradication of polio, and we're working on it. Started in 1979, and last year there were 2 cases worldwide, so we're almost there. When Rotary went international, Paul Harris famously said, "Whatever Rotary may mean to us, to the world, it will be known by the results it achieves." Today, you are embarking on a new great adventure in friendship, in service to your vocation, to your community, and to your fellow man. You are not just joining 66 Rotarians in Milledgeville, you are joining over 1.4 million Rotarians in over 200 countries. All are business and professional people united by the common ideal of service above self. Milledgeville Rotarians, please help me welcome David Jones into our club.
Okay,
Thank you.
enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just want to put, I just want to put cortisone on my legs.
Sure.
And so I want to touch anywhere else.
Thanks.
Hey, Rich, am I losing my mind?
For all the folks that are watching, sorry.
Doesn't it say who the lease is with? Different Rich, sorry.
Okay. So today is another big day. We're not only inducting new members, but we are also recognizing several Paul Harris Fellows. And as part of that, I'm going to ask Joy, our
okay,
guest
since
speaker,
it
to
wasn't a
actually come
lease,
help me.
I didn't,
Yes.
we,
And because
those are 3
fairly
PLs.
in the group, a little bit of background
So we
for
don't
you.
pay
Paul
a
Harris
lease,
Fellow
we just pay for handling
recognition
and storage.
acknowledges individuals who contribute or have made contributions made in.
I can add that, I just I totally misunderstood.
Rotary established the recognition in 1957 to encourage and show appreciation for substantial contributions to what was then the foundation's only program, the Rotary Foundation Fellowships for Advanced Study, is what they call it.
Oh, okay, I was totally misunderstanding. I was like, I thought I put for leases, I thought I put that on there, and I didn't even think about them because we don't lease it.
Rotary year, and longtime treasurer of Rotary International, Rufus Chapin. Early Paul Harris Fellows received a certificate of recognition, but as people continue.
No vehicle leases.
We have now included a pen, and for each additional Paul Harris Fellow that you receive, you get a nice little blue gem on your pen added. Many notable figures throughout history have been Paul Harris Fellows, including U.S. President Jimmy Carter,
Okay,
U.S. astronaut James Lovell, and
all right, I will add that real quick.
Javier Perez,
Okay,
and the
thank
polio
you.
vaccine developer Jonas Salk. So today, with her first official Paul Harris Fellow, Erin Andrews. Yeah. Go in front. Very carefully. Right. Okay, and next with this first Paul Harris Fellow is Eric Walter. Good. And with his Paul Harris Fellow +1, William Black. And also with Paul Harris Fellow +1 is Tom Glover.
It's my text notification, sorry.
All right, with a Paul Harris Fellow +2, Bill Jones. Hey, Bill, I'm gonna let you hold it.
Okay.
Thank you. And another Paul Harris Fellow +2 is me. As well as Dr. Norris Price is also a Paul Harris Fellow +2. And with a Paul Harris Fellow +3 is Jan Ward. And impressively, with a Paul Harris Fellow +5 is Keith Harlow. And finally, Rotarians have chosen to create Paul Harris Fellows for loved ones. And one of those is Karen Brooks has made her mother a Paul Harris Fellow. Karen, are you here today? And also, Keith has made his son Brandon Barlow a Paul Harris Fellow as well. All right, I think that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. There we go. All right, group photo. Here, Joy. So proud. Front camera. Can you get us all camera? Carla? Yeah. Carla first. Yeah, all right. All right. Thank you all. Congratulations. All right. And because we don't have enough stuff to celebrate today, we get to do birthdays today too. So August birthdays, Michael Cleveland on August 2nd. Come get your birthday cookie.
Thank you.
Let's see, Joe Peters' birthday was on the 18th of August.
Thank you.
Ori Thomas was on the 14th, but she's at home with a new baby. And Randy Wilson on August 8th. Oh, yeah. Thank you. All right. I think I'm done talking now. I am going to hand it over to Tamara. Would you like to introduce our speaker for today?
Everyone, thank you for coming today. We have district leadership who's going to speak on behalf of Foundation Programs. And she's also the CEO and owner of First Wealth Management. Please welcome Joy.
All right. Yes, please. You'll see when it says Milledgeville. I can't believe I've never been here. I'm so sorry it took me this long to get here. I'm so excited to be here with you today. This is great. And what a fantastic way to start the meeting with so much commitment to the Rotary Foundation. Yes. Love it. I am very low-key, flexible. If you want to ask a question, if you want to change the subject, it's okay. So I'm going to start with that slide. You have an award spreadsheet that your president is working through with all of your board. And that's actually my Rotary role this year, is I'm in charge of the award spreadsheet. So I expect y'all to get first place in your club of the year for your side, and I expect you to get a, or you can put slideshow. Gold award. I want to see a gold award, and I'm going to help your president out a little bit with this. For those of you who are, oh yeah, great, thank you. For those of you who are committee heads, get a copy of this spreadsheet from your president, and you are in charge of the points in your section. If you're in charge of foundation section, you're in charge of foundation points. If you're in charge of public relations, you're in charge of public relation points. So that will help your president out. And then she can just ask you how you're doing and what you need to make that happen. So, okay. Our topic today is in general foundation. Foundation is way too big to cover in one meeting. So I'm thrilled that we were able to cover the Paul Harris's, and that you did a great job of explaining who Paul Harris was and his importance to our Rotary organization. I'm going to touch on a area of foundation, and I'll take questions on other areas towards the end. If we have the Rotary International, we also have the Rotary Foundation.
they're two separate groups. Rotary International, our parent organization, clubs are affiliated with the Rotary International. The foundation is our charitable arm. It is our lifeblood. It is our foundation. And on your foundation, you think about money that comes to the foundation and the different programs. The annual fund is the program that allows us to receive money back to our district. That money is divided into global grants and district grants. So you have lined up for later in the year, you have Elizabeth Harden, who's coming to talk to you about the Rotary Foundation, and I'm doing a section on district grants. And this is kind of an adaptation of the slides that we did for the president-elects. Not you. Who can tell me what PETS stands for? P-E-T-S.
President-elect training.
Yes, president-elect training seminar. So those folks have seen most of this. So let's jump in and I'll take some questions. So on the left is our foundation chair, Hamza Thoda. When you get to meet him, if you have not already, he's darling. And he has the most contagious laugh you will ever find. When he comes to talk to you, you'll get to giggling and you'll get to giggling, I promise. He's our foundation chair and past district governor, also serving as global grants chair, so wearing several hats this year. Hunt Thornhill from the Rotary Club of Camden County is actually the district grants chair. I was chair for 3 years. He's been chair for the last 3 years. I'm still on the committee, but he and I are your contacts for any questions on that. So just so you'll know the process of how we arrived at district grants, we'll go through a little of that. With the Rotary Foundation, I want to make sure that you know, Rotarians and guests and new Rotarians, that our foundation is tops. Our Rotary Foundation has outstanding ratings. We are the highest 4-star rating by Charity Navigator. One of the reasons for that is that we have 91% of funds contributed are going exactly for our service projects. So very well managed, highly respected foundation across the world. So proud of that. That's our foundation. Doing good in the world. All of the contributions that come to the Rotary Foundation go in the various programs, but there are two main programs, the Annual Fund and the World Fund. The World Fund is an endowment, it's permanent. The Annual Fund, money comes in, and then we'll talk about how that's distributed. Mainly, the part that comes back to us is through district grants and global grants. I appreciate all of your contributions from all of your pins today, and I know that you are already a 100% club. What that means is once you've done it, you never lose it. If you go to the Rotary International Building in Evanston, Indiana, you will see the club on the wall that you have your permanent 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club. But periodically, our club also, we want to just reconfirm that commitment and stay as close to a 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club as possible. Thank you for what you're doing with that. Rotary has a share program. That's the title of it, the share system. And the way it works is the monies that you give to the annual fund are held for 3 years, and they use the interest to cover some of their administrative expenses. And at the end of 3 years, half of that money is returned to the district, whether it's club members, individuals, whoever gave the money, half of that comes back to the district 3 years later. And then that's called district designated funds, DDF, district designated funds. Lots of Rotary acronyms, aren't there? So that's your one for the day. So the district designated funds, when it comes back to our district, it is split in half. 50% to district grants, 50% to global grants. Technically, it's 47.5 because they now take a 5% administrative fee at Rotary, but in general, half of what we receive goes to each of those two programs. So the one thing I would ask you to remember, catch from this today about district grants is you give more to get more. When your president-elect goes to, when we have AG training, when your president-elect goes to PETS, then you will find out how much money your club is eligible to apply for your club projects. That's what we do with district grant money, is we do club projects. And the district has projects out of that half of the money also. And our district projects are all combined into one block grant. So at PETS, whoever is your president-elect is going to come back and say, all right, club, we need to decide what we're going to do with this money, what project we want to apply for, and how much can we receive, and how we want to structure that. We'll come back to that. Then our committee will accumulate all of those club projects into one block grant. Is there anybody in here that deals with grants? Has any familiarity? A little bit? Okay. All right, good. So grant money can only be used for those things. There's some rules that go with it. It's pretty strict, but global grants and district grants, just the quick difference between the two. The district grants are the smaller amounts of money. They're usually local, smaller scale, immediate need. And with our district, we have a $500 minimum. That's low compared to some other districts, but that's what we ask is, if your DDF money that you can apply for is only $200, then we ask you to combine with some community partners, some giving inside the club or other Rotary clubs, so you can make that $500 minimum. It's important Rotarian involvement. Same on global grants, except there's a $30,000 minimum on global grants, and most of them are for our district. When Elizabeth Hardin comes to speak to you, she'll show you the world map and how many projects our district has going on with a partner Rotary club someplace else in the world. I always get asked the question, can it go the other direction? Yes, you can find a partner club someplace else in the world to partner with
Hello.
valuable project.
Just
Absolutely, it can go in the other
working.
direction.
What's going on with you?
So lots of club projects. I will tell you that in my many years as part of the district grant team, it has been so fulfilling to see the great works that clubs do. It is truly inspiring to see all the projects that they do in their communities and all the lives that they touch and impact by that.
Their
Qualifications to participate in the program.
pallets and wrap
Rotary
are
Club
part
in
of
our
overhead.
district. You have
So
to
it's
attend that
expensed.
training that we offer once a year. We did that already. And agree to the memorandum of understanding, which I just call the rules. It's kind of the legal document. And they're very logical rules of the beneficiary of your money cannot be somebody's child in the Rotary Club, or it can't be an organization that your president is the president of the board of that organization, right? So just really logical rules in that. You've already turned in your application and you are qualified.
Yeah.
We've changed the way
the
we
used
do
ones
this
in
our
good condition?
district. With
Because
district
I
grant
know in
money,
the
it
past
used
we
to
have got,
be,
Spilltech has gotten
you would
complaints about
apply,
some of our used
turn in your
pallets.
application, wait for the approval, then you would get the check and go do your project and do the final report. So we changed that up, and now it's apply once you receive your approval. Our goal is always August. I'm working on it this weekend to get you your approval.
Oh,
And then you go do your project and turn in your final report and then you're
oh my
reimbursed.
gosh,
So it's
that's
just a flip
crazy.
of the last two steps of the process.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to tell you that our district last year completed 42
Yeah, that's crazy.
district grant
Yeah,
projects.
I mean, if something comes in and
And
that
some
pallet's
clubs do
halfway decent, we
multiple
need to start
projects where you
saving them.
can put all your money on one, which I prefer. And in addition to clubs using their DDF money, their district designated
Yeah,
funds,
yeah, they're part of
they
overhead, so it
pretty
gets
much
expensed every
doubled
month.
the amount of money that was being
So,
spent on
all
these
right,
club projects.
everything
Our district does this
good?
every year. Our
How's
district
Ben
is
doing?
generous and actively involved in these projects.
What?
So you do
Oh.
inspire others by your giving and your
Has there
service.
been any
and so we're
reaction
really,
about
really
his
pleased
hiring?
to
Okay,
see all those projects. One of the things that's a requirement on both global grants and district grants, obviously Rotarian involvement, identify
Yeah.
a need, figure out how
Okay.
many beneficiaries will be impacted. We've got to have Rotarian involvement somehow. It has to be, can't be a check writing program. And then the public image.
yeah,
The
you know
more
what, let
you
me,
can promote Rotary and the
I
Rotary
was wondering if you'd gotten it
Foundation,
from
which
her.
is
Let me
the
see if
source
I
of
can
these
find it
funds,
and send it to
better
you,
we
okay?
like it.
Start the
So,
process.
You guys are doing a
Might
good job on
mean
that,
a
I'll
little
tell
bit
you.
more to them too.
This is Rotary's 7 areas of focus. What
Okay,
would
all right,
club
all
who
right,
is
thanks.
looking
All right, bye.
to start a project, turn in an application, what would they need to think about? All right, so in addition to the Rotary involvement, things we've talked about, these are Rotary's 7 areas of focus. The peace building and conflict prevention, you guys have already touched on that with your peace poll. That's been fabulous. I'm so proud of you on that. Disease prevention and treatment, water sanitation and hygiene, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy. That's where your project falls most years. Community economic development. And then the newest one, Rotary has added a 7th area of focus, which is the environment. So when clubs are thinking about these projects and when you're thinking about how to do the public relations on yours, when the applications, what we're looking for is for you to gather your Rotary buddies and make a big splash. We want to see it in the papers. We want to see it on the social media. We want to see it everywhere. And ways to do that, I don't know if you can tell in that picture, you see that big giant blue bucket with the Rotary emblem on it? Isn't that fun? They did a splash pad in this particular project. So that was great. Love that. And we love to see the Rotary emblems on your shirts and your hats and the yellow or vest or the t-shirts that say Rotarians at Work. So that is great anytime you're doing any service project in the community, obviously not just district grants. District grants in projects, club projects include every imaginable of those 7 areas of focus. They're very, very broad areas. Your project fits in one of them for sure. We just have to choose which one. I'll highlight a couple. Downtown Macon and Macon do a Feed 1000 project. Like you, many clubs have service projects that they do at Thanksgiving. That's been super and impacts a lot of folks. In this one, they did a Rotary clock in their local park. A lot of the clubs do books of some sort like you do, and some still do the dictionaries. The kids love to have the interaction with you. That's the most important part. We have projects that involve kids, youth, helping them to, in this one, they are supporting kids with some emotional needs, and they are, it's pet therapy, in my opinion, you know, that they, in this case, find horses. Our club did one that was reading with the dogs. We had therapy dogs that we partnered with. One of the girls in our club has a therapy dog, so she got all her friends, and the Rotarians would go and sit with the children and let the children read to the dog. He's not going to correct their grammar. It just helps build their confidence in reading. So the environment, we've seen a lot, projects in Savannah, projects in Augusta on their waterfronts that they do to work with the environment and promote cleanliness, whether it is a social for your area. We love that, love to see that. Invite your community to come out. This is on my laptop, this is my screensaver. This was a combination of Perry, Centerville, Warner Robins, and Byron, which were my 4 clubs when I was assistant governor. And Heather Kellen, our current district governor, created this sign. And so we have this on I-75 just outside of Perry, and you'll be able to see that as you drive north and south. It's on the right side as you're headed south. And that we've been real proud of that, and that's been fun to do. Be the good. As I mentioned, we love to see the Rotarian at Work shirts in all of your pictures. You've already completed the things to do when you got home. This is your project. How many of you already knew this? Do you already know? Okay, most of you already know. All right, so for guests and new members, this is your literacy project that you guys have been doing for several years now. And I love this. We can expand on it. We can tweak it. It's great the way it is. I love that you are tying Rotary to promoting literacy and learning to read. Some pictures from last year. And this year, your district designated funds are $1690. I will tell you that that's one of the highest numbers in the district. There are some clubs that have 0. So how did they get 0? 3 years ago, they contributed 0. Yep, not hard to figure it out once you know how the formula works. So you guys had a great year 3 years ago, and so you get the benefit of that in your year. Some great money to go spend. So again, my one takeaway for today is remember that what you give, the more you give, the more you get back. I will encourage you that on your literacy programs, you've probably heard the phrase 1st through 3rd grade, you learn to read, and then after that you read to learn. Have you heard that phrase? So important that we get children reading on grade level by no later than the end of 3rd grade. If it's a summer reading program, if they don't have any books in their home and you are providing that for someone to take home with them, I don't care if they take it home and never bring it back. It's okay. If they go read it and they feel confident, reading will make or break their success. If you have someone come talk to you about the importance of reading at grade level, you'll see they actually plan prison beds by the number of kids who are not reading at grade level by the end of 3rd grade. It's that important. So we can see the results of that. What you're doing makes a difference. Thank you for what you're doing. So if you have, I'm going to wind down on this part of it, but we'll stay and talk about some other things. If you have questions on anything to do with foundation and district grants, don't hesitate to call Hunt Thornhill or me or Hamza Thoda.
Oh, you're welcome.
Pardon, and it doesn't matter if we're still on the committee or not, that we're happy to help you with that. So we certainly appreciate the things that you are contributing to our foundation good in the world. And I want to back up to the beginning and leave you with that one slide about the gold, silver, and bronze on your citation. There are things you've already done that will get you towards the points you need to achieve. Bronze is going to be easy for you guys. Silver is going to be, you guys are going to hit gold. but you got to make sure you check all those boxes and get all those points. We look forward, Aaron and I, to hosting in Callaway Gardens in April of next year. And I can't wait to be the one to present you with Gold Award. And I am hoping that you will go for Club of the Year in your category. So I'm real proud of the things you're doing. Let me pause and see if you have questions about Rotary Foundation.
Just to reiterate the importance of reading, did you quote that statistic again about third grade reading in prison bed?
Yes. So we have seen the statistic several times, the comment that states can plan the number of prison beds that they think they will need by the number of children who are reading on grade level by third grade. It's that serious. I'll give you one plug and invite you, challenge you to join us in this. The United Way has a program called Read United. Our club, it has partnered with them in this endeavor. They already have 2 schools here in Baldwin County. And so they're already in and working, but they need volunteers. We just started the first school in Houston County to participate in this program. We have, Bibb has several, like 16 schools. We have Rotarians who go to the school as tutors. They train you. I'm a financial advisor. I don't have kids that didn't know anything about this, but it's easy and fun. And we spend 1 hour a week during the school year tutoring kids and helping them to learn to comprehend, learn their sight words. And we're working not with the neediest of children, the ones that are, they're close. If they just could get some help and encouragement, then they could be reading on grade level, they pass that. So we have partnered with Read United because they have deeper pockets than our little Rotary Club to help with this. And we already have 2 schools in your county that they are in the school. They've gotten the permission. They just need the volunteers. And I would tell you, it is so rewarding and so much fun. My club's been doing it for 4 years. This was the end of my first year, starting my second. So please consider that making a huge difference in your community. Question.
So I just wanted to announce too, what we're doing with the Jill Fluke program, in addition to the money that we contributed from grants this year, the library also got 600 additional dollars for that program, individual dollars.
Love it. That is fantastic. Thank you for announcing that. See, people in the community want to be with you. Rotarians are movers and shakers. Rotarians see a problem and they don't say, well, gosh, what caused this problem? Was it something at home? Was it something in their environment? Was it because they're poor? What Rotarians say, no, I see a problem and I see a solution. Let's jump in there and fix it. So the community wants to be a part of what Rotary is doing. Thank you for all of that. I will be here to answer questions.
I just wanted to add the 2 schools are Lakeview Primary and Midway Hills Primary. We're focusing on that K-2 age group that we know is critical. And we're in partnership with communities and schools, who then has partnered with Read United. So if you're interested, I can hook you up.
Awesome. Thank you. Couldn't have planned that better. That is terrific. Thank you. Thank you for all the things you do. You guys are an outstanding, spectacular club in our district. Proud to be here and finally get to meet you in person.
Now, just because you're from the district, you are not exempt from all of our little speaker things that we get to do. These pins are handmade by Greg. Right there, and you get to choose one. Oh, wow, you're gorgeous. And you're going to use that pin to sign a book for Jill's books. And there's a spot on the inside.
Love it. Perfect. Thank you very much. I'll be happy to offer that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming today, Joy. Let's see, I have David actually from earlier in the meeting as a guest. Hi. I don't get to welcome you as a guest anymore. Thina, Dawn, and Brody, thank you all so much for coming. Their membership applications are in the works, and we look forward to seeing them again soon. Don't forget, Bulldogs meet and greet is moved to next Thursday. And if you would like to continue donating to the Eagle Scout Project, see Eric. And without further ado, thank you so much for coming today. Meeting's adjourned. Have an awesome day.